Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to be back with you guys this week and talking to you on this podcast. I really appreciate that you guys are watching. I would also really appreciate it if maybe you guys could share my link with your friends on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I would love to get more people listening. Not for me, because there's no revenue in this for me, but I just want to show people. Or teach people what I know and see how many people I can help. Because I believe that these tools that I'm talking about here are very empowering, um, that they can really help us to improve our lives and improve the way we feel about ourselves and about our lives in general, and really help us to move forward and progress. So I know you love your friends, and so show them you love them by giving them some awesome advice to listen to my podcast. um, Also, I wanted to let everybody know that I am doing a free live event. I'm going to be doing a free coaching class. It's limited to 49 people. So if you are interested, you have to go onto angielifecoaching.com/live-events. Okay, so it's under the live events tab on angielifecoaching.com, and you just register right there. And it's got all the details on it. But I am giving away free coaching sessions, and right there at the event, I'm going to be giving people results right there. We will be working models. I will be helping teach you how to do it, and how to better understand yourself. And this is in Twin Falls, Idaho on March 19th. It's a Thursday at 7 o'clock. So go on my website and check it out. So today I wanted to talk about second guessing ourselves. I feel like we second guess ourselves a lot, like especially for big things, right? Like big decisions you make, like quitting your job or starting a new job, or going back to school, and then even for smaller things like whether or not to go on vacation, or what's for dinner tonight, or should I put my child in daycare? Um, we worry, and we're making this decision from a place of worry, and then once we've made it, we're still worried, like, oh no, did I really make the right choice? Sometimes we even make this decision and it feels good, like, I know that this is the right choice and I feel really peaceful and happy about this, and this is going to be great. And then once we get into it, it's like, oh no, some things are not going the way I thought they were going to go. Was this really the right choice? um So that's kind of what I want to talk about, because I want to teach you guys to have your own backs. Okay? So let me tell you where this worry comes from, where the second guessing comes from. It's always due to fear, a fear of loss or a fear of failure, really. And so a fear of loss is like, my life is not how it should be. I've missed out in some way. And failure is like, I'm not the way I should be. I have fallen short somehow. Um, and you're afraid of like judgment, right? From either yourself or other people. It's fascinating to me that we are most scared of our own judgment. Like, we're afraid of how we're going to beat ourselves up. Like, how could you have made such a horrible mistake? You're such a failure. You shouldn't have done that. That's what we're afraid of, right? Because that feels horrible. But then, of course, we're also afraid of the tangible things, like, what if I put my child in daycare and they get bullied all the time? Or what if I go on vacation and then the car breaks down and then I have to pay for the vacation and the car? Um, what if I start making one dinner and then there's an emergency, or I run out of an ingredient or something and I can't actually make that? Now I've got half of a dinner sitting on the stove and no way to finish it, and all the kids are hungry. you know? So that is what it's driven from, a fear of loss or fear of failure. What I want to offer to you is that you can decide to believe that there's nothing to be afraid of. I want you to try on the thought that maybe everything is happening in your life exactly the way it's supposed to. Just think about that for a minute. Is it possible that everything is happening exactly the way it's supposed to happen? Because for me, it was like I heard a lot, like, everything happens for a reason. And after a while of hearing that, I thought, things don't happen for one reason, they happen for many reasons. And then I had this idea presented to me that maybe everything is happening exactly the way it's supposed to. And I was like, yes, absolutely. But then when I started trying it out, it proved to be a little harder, actually. It wasn't just a matter of being like, okay, everything's happening exactly the way it's supposed to. Because when things happen that we don't plan for, that are not ideal, that are things that we would not have wished for, our lower brain, that primitive brain, jumps to these conclusions because it's trying to protect you, right? It's trying to protect you from harm and pain. And so now it's afraid, saying, all these horrible things could happen, or what did you do wrong, or what if now you're going to miss out on the life experience you were supposed to have? So that's what happens in our brain, and that's why it's so hard in those moments to remember everything happens for a reason, everything happens for many reasons, or everything is happening exactly the way it's supposed to. So I want you to try on those thoughts and really think about them. Like, is that possible? That everything's happening exactly the way it's supposed to? I'm supposed to be in debt right now so that I can learn how to make more money, so that I can learn how to save and how to budget, so that I can learn how to process this negative emotion of worry, right? There's so many reasons. I'm supposed to be fat, and I'm not fat actually, but a lot of people think this, and people, my clients and things, have this thought like they're not supposed to be fat and they're unhappy because they're fat. And I'm like, what if you're supposed to be fat right now? What if you need, like, the way you are right now is exactly the way you need to be in order to teach you how to treat your body better, how to think more positively about yourself, how to love yourself, how to have compassion for others. There's so many different reasons that these things could be happening the way they're happening. And I want you to look for proof. Like, when you think about these questions, what if everything's happening exactly the way it's supposed to? Look for evidence. You can look at those, like, in your past, and think about some things that you regret or wish hadn't happened, anything that makes you feel a negative emotion, and think, what would I be missing out on if I didn't have that painful or negative experience? How would I be different? How would my life be different? And I can guarantee you that there are going to be some things in there that you don't want to lose. Like a strength that you gained by going through that experience the exact way you did, or a skill that you attained, or a friend that you made. So what I want you to do is to practice this new thought. And what I mean by that is write it down on your mirror, put it on Post-it notes, put it around your house, put like a timer on your phone that will bring that note up, like, everything is happening exactly the way it's supposed to. And the more often you think that, the more prevalent it's going to be in your brain. Because right now you have your primitive brain that has all these really strong connections, these strong thought patterns of, oh no, we don't want that to happen. Oh no, something's gone wrong. and that's where you go. But you can rewire your brain, retrain your brain to think of this new thought. It just takes practice to strengthen that thought pattern. Last week's podcast was really long, so I thought that today I would make it a little shorter, but I hope that you really do think about this and really ask yourself those questions. What proof do I have that things are happening exactly the way they're supposed to? And then also, here's my baby. We'll pause this for a second. This is real working mom life, you guys. All right. Sorry, there was a point that I really wanted to make sure that you got before I finished the episode, that you're going to be able to make decisions from a more confident place when you do this, when you believe this. And guess what? You already have proof that it is true, because things are happening the way they're happening. If they weren't supposed to happen that way, they wouldn't happen that way. So it happening is proof in and of itself that it's supposed to happen this way. What can you gain from that? And then once you've made a decision to move forward, once you've made a decision on whatever it is you're making a decision on, and you're still believing this is happening exactly the way it's supposed to, I want you to also have your back. Which, by that, I mean, like, when your brain wants to be like, oh, maybe you made the wrong choice. Maybe you need to back out of this before it's too late. Like, no. I'm a smart person. I made a smart choice, and I believe in myself and my ability to work through the difficult times, because the difficult times are just part of the deal. We knew they were going to come, and I got this. Like, calm down, brain. It's okay. I got this. Okay? Have your back like you would have a friend's back. So, like I said, I know this week is short, but just think about this and practice it, and I know that it can change your life. It changed my life. And I'm so excited to talk to you guys next week. Thanks. Bye.